All right, guys, here we are back in the McMaster kitchen. The McMaster kids are helping today, and I'm going to just narrate the recipe. I did give you guys access to the recipe as well as you can just follow the video. So we're making Play-Doh. This Play-Doh isn't known as edible Play-Doh. It's not toxic, it won't hurt you, but it doesn't taste good, and you'll find out why in a little while. So there are plenty of edible recipes online if you want to try one of those, or if you want to try this one. It'll work awesome if you have younger siblings. It can be fun to play with. This is kind of our introductory activity into our child development unit that we are approaching. And it's just kind of a fun thing. Everybody loves Play-Doh. When we are actually in class, we make the Play-Doh as well, and my 7th graders love to play with it. So here we are. So the first ingredient is 1 cup of flour, which Ryan already measured out. He's going to put it into a saucepan. Okay, you want at least a 2-quart saucepan for this. Or a big pot, whatever works better. And then Haley's going to add in 1 cup of water. Don't forget to use your liquid or dry measuring cups, whichever it is that you need. So she's going to measure 1 cup of water. Check it at eye level on a flat surface, just to make sure that you're accurate. Okay, and since this isn't, a tough recipe. Alrighty, so our next ingredient is cream of tartar. So that is a funny ingredient. It's used to make ingredients kind of fluffy. All right, and this is what makes your Play-Doh have a really cool feel to it. Do you want help with this part, Ryan? Or you got it? All right, so you're gonna use 2 teaspoons. So you're gonna kind of dig deep in there, but be gentle, and then use your finger or some other tool to scrape. So 2 teaspoons, you have mastered that, Master Ryan. This is not the easiest ingredient that all of us have in our kitchens, so if you don't have this in your kitchen, you could probably look up a substitute, or you could find a different Play-Doh recipe. There's tons of them online. The next ingredient is the reason you do not want to taste it. So it's 1/3 cup of salt. So Haley has a 1/3 cup there, and she's got the salt. And this is what makes it taste terrible, so there's no reason to try it. Ryan, you want to grab a wooden spoon? I think it's over there drying with our dishes. And just get it as accurate as you can without going over Hales. It doesn't have to be perfect. I would put a little bit more in there. You don't need to. I sure miss making this stuff with you guys. All right, that's good. Haley, you can go right in there. Okay, Ryan, why don't you give Haley the wooden spoon? She can stir it up a little bit while you get your vegetable oil. So the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Oh, nope, you got it right in there in the bowl. Tablespoon. Yep. Okay. Be careful measuring that so it doesn't go too overboard, but that's what you have the bowl for. That's good. All right, and then you can kind of use the bowl underneath to help guide you over to... Perfect. Go ahead and put that in there. All right, stir that up as best you can, Haley. Those are all the ingredients that we need, and we're going to carry it over to the stove. So you're going to turn your burner on to about like a medium to a medium low. So Haley, go to the other side. We're going to use the larger burner. And go to about 4 or 5. All right, 7th graders, this is the part that takes what feels like forever, okay? So I do want you to stir it up. I don't want you to leave it unattended. It will burn if you're not careful, okay? It doesn't mean you have to stir it the whole time, but I'm going to kind of take a break here and let Haley kind of continue stirring, and I'll check back. It starts to thicken, and it is not nearly done yet, but it's not like, I don't know, not so soupy and liquidy. That is when you're going to start to add your food coloring. So Haley, why don't you add about 5 or 6 drops of your blue food coloring. I'm going to turn the burner down a little bit. Okay, go ahead. You can add your food coloring. Just leave the spoon in there. It's not going to hurt it. And Ryan, come on over so you can add your drops. Okay, and then you can do 5 or 6 drops yourself. Now, guys, keep in mind that food coloring stains everything, so you want to be really careful with it. The more you put in, the deeper the color will be. So you can kind of experiment with it a little bit. You're fine.
I just put 8 in.
That's okay. Go ahead and start back up, Hales. We're going to make sure we like the color of it. Oh, I like that so far, but keep in mind it'll lighten as we go. What do you think of the color, Ryan? All right, guys, this is the point where you know it is done, where it becomes very difficult to stir, and it kind of forms like a Play-Doh. So this is when you're going to turn your burner off. All righty. Put your Play-Doh onto wax paper to allow it to cool. Be careful because it's going to be hot, so you don't want to like just go right in there. And make sure you soak your pot as well. It's going to take a little bit to clean because it's not sticky like marshmallow sticky, but it is a little bit sticky. All right. And then you're going to do what's called kneading it. I'm going to let the kids do this, but I'm going to show you one time how to do it. Okay. So for kneading, you're going to use your knuckles. And you kind of go in with your knuckles, make sure it's not too hot for you. And then your palms, and you just kind of work with the Play-Doh. And this will help to kind of mix in that any parts that don't have enough color in them. Okay, we'll make it a little bit more even here. All right, so once your Play-Doh is all kneaded and all the colors mixed in and it's a comfortable temperature, you can play with it. If you have any younger siblings, they may enjoy it. I don't think you need to be younger. My other 7th graders over here enjoying hers as well. You can do all kinds of fun things with it. Just make sure that you're responsible with it. And then when you're done, if you have like a Ziploc bag, it'll stay for a while, a couple of weeks at least. And with the cream of tartar in it, I find that it lasts a little bit longer than, say, your Play-Doh that you might buy at the store, which is kind of cool. Maybe you might even have a neighbor who's younger that you could deliver this to, safely, of course, and they might enjoy it as well.